It's officially the start of summer, and the only thing that matters in summer is no longer fun and games and meeting and hanging out, but it's summer internships. And so today I'm going to be talking about how to secure a full time offer after the summer internship because, frankly, that's all that matters. For disclaimer slash why I'm qualified to talk about this, I've had a total of one summer internships, which has turned into a total of one full time offers, giving me a 100% success rate with getting full time offers after a summer internship. Also, for disclaimer, I was in investment banking, and investment banking, the summer internship after your junior year or previous year, senior year, typically converts or hopefully converts to a full time offer after senior year. But it seems like many other industries are also taking this path, so highly relevant for anyone and everyone that's trying to make a living out here. I just want to note that you getting a return offer after your summer internship is not only based on your performance or your ability to execute, but also largely on market conditions. For example, right now, market conditions not very hot. All these different firms, especially tech firms, are going on hiring freezes or layoffs. Banks are no different. I have heard from through the grapevine and through peers that even investment banks are considering a bit of a higher, stricter methodology of hiring summer interns as full-time people. So keep in mind that even if you don't get a full-time offer after summer internship, it's not the end of the world. And also it is not your fault entirely, as with most things. The thing that I really want to punch home that people always ask about, how do I make sure, Brian, to turn the summer internship into a full-time offer? Optics greater than actual results. Of course, best thing is to do great work and then have everyone know about this great work. An even better thing is to do great work and then have people think it's even greater work than the actual great work that you produced. The most optimal thing is to do decent work and then have everyone think it's amazing work. And this isn't lying, in my opinion. This is more of a skill. And as long as you are doing the work that is necessary and somewhat producing good results and leading to excellent execution, but the whole world, the whole company knows you are the best freaking employee for whatever reason, that is the best case scenario ever. I've actually seen many of my peers in banking and not in banking carry this out beautifully. I've also seen people that carry out this horribly and put in all this hours, do all the work, and then have no one actually know about it, or put in all the hours into the work that doesn't really matter, having no one care about it. So long story short, it's really freaking important to communicate and somewhat show off efficiently so that everyone around you, especially those that are rating you, grading you, and giving you the return offer, knows that you are doing such great work. This goes into the actual terminology slash usage case of communication. Always over communicate, especially if you're in remote. I think this corona work thing made summer internships infinitely harder and infinitely worse. You lose all the fun of it. There's no in-person events if you're doing that, no in-person camaraderie. Working together feels less working together, no loyalty to the company. A variety of different things that have been established for a long time has been crushed down, but the hardest thing is to communicate. When you work in person, at least the people can see you working. Now, if they don't see you working, you have to let them know you're working. And don't think it's annoying to over communicate what you're working on. As someone that has now finally had experience managing people, of course, you shouldn't spam them all day or ask them questions all day. People love those that do on their own and figure things out on their own. But if you accomplish something, or if you're getting things done, or if you're in the process of getting things done and doing it in a smart way, show off that process. Let people know that you're doing that a certain way. I think nothing makes a manager happier than one, knowing that the work is getting done, but also knowing that this person is improving in the way that they're getting it done in. Second most important, aside from the work that you're showing off / the work that you're actually doing, is that you want to be a likable person. Don't change who you are to be a likable person, but kind of do it. I would assume you watching this video is also a very likable person, no doubt about that, but it's very important to be likable. At the end of the day, they're choosing someone that they want to work with. And I am sure most jobs, unless it's ultra only skill-based, people would be willing to sacrifice the work quality / work ability points for likability. You would 10 times out of 10 rather work with someone that is slightly lesser at what they're doing, but you actually like and working with, rather than someone you dislike working with that is very good at their job. It's just human nature. In fact, if you like someone, whatever they do seems even better than the work of those that you don't like. It's just the way that human beings work. Unless you're working in a job that is so clear-cut and so evident that you're good at XYZ, which is honestly not that many corporate jobs, be sure to make sure you establish fun relationships, good relationships. Try to be friends with the people that you're working with, as much as it may be hard, as I've expressed in other videos, it's really important to be likable. For peace of mind, keep talking to the person that's right above you, the person that's managing you, the person that seems to be making a decision whether or not you get this return offer. It could be an HR person, it could be your program coordinator, your class's top person, whoever it is that you identify as key people in making that decision and you getting an offer, or the people that are talking to the people that are giving you the offer. Not only establish a good relationship with them, but tell them very evidently that you're interested in returning full-time and you want to know what it takes to become that full-time person. Don't do it on the beginning offset. That might be a little annoying. You don't want to go off and be like, how do I get a full-time offer? You want to establish the relationship first and then start slowing but surely dropping hints like, hey, I really want to get this job. Hey, I really love doing XYZ. How can I make sure to continue to do it, continue to work for your company next year? I'm sure that they're more than happy to give you tips and tricks on how to get that done. On a similar note, keep checking in with mentors. A lot of good established programs actually pair you up with mentors. There are oftentimes people that have done this exact summer internship prior and have followed the path that you are looking to take, which is having that summer internship before and now doing that full time. It's a lot easier to compare yourself to someone that is is going to be doing what you have just done, as opposed to randos that might not have taken that transitional path. They could give you good advice on how to do the work, but getting that full-time offer and executing that summer internship to full-time offer transition is always best in the hands of those that have already done the same thing. As you consider all these things, I think it's important also to take a step back and think, do I actually want this offer? Of course, getting the offer should always be the number one priority, because if you have an offer in hand, it's a lot easier to think about and negotiate other offers and tell jobs that you actually have another job, but you're actively thinking about that one because you don't like this one as much as the one that you're applying for. Always be the person with the higher ground and that has something in hand that you can use as an advantage, but also don't forget that this is not the end all be all. If you're a junior, sophomore, you have an entire world life ahead of you, and don't let just an exciting summer opportunity be a reflection of what you actually want to do. This is why it's very, very important to talk with people that are not only within the company, but those that are outside the company. The sweet spot would be to find someone that had this opportunity, jump to another opportunity afterwards for full-time that you actually really want, to get a sense of why they jumped that full-time and if they regret those decisions. A lot of times the summer internships aren't necessarily reflective of the full-time experience. Of course, they want to give you a taste of what it's like, but it's also their job to retain talent and to give you a good, fun summer experience. And it's very hard for a summer experience to be like a full-time experience. So keep those things in mind and continuously evaluate. Is this something that I want to do? Is this something that you could see yourself doing in 5, 10, 20 years? And of course, you can always jump after full-time, but making that transition post a summer internship and during a school year is infinitely easier, in my opinion, especially across industries, across roles, than doing it after you become someone that's doing it full-time. So continue to evaluate whether you want to do this alongside trying your best to get the job. Once you get a little bit of clout, or I guess security that you're going to get this full-time offer, continue to leverage and think about the location of the team or the role exactly, especially if the company's a lot bigger and you have that flexibility that you want to receive, because that also affects the career, especially the start of a career, which may set a good bedrock for transitionary careers. And you can do this by exploring other careers within the job, within the company, talking to people, setting up coffee chats. Often than not, in my opinion, when you're a summer intern, people are the most willing to talk to you. People like talking to students about roles and careers. People love talking about themselves, period, especially if they like their job. And even if they don't like their job, continue to network, expand your horizon, so that when you're at the point of leverage or the ability of clout, you can make that decision, especially if they offer you the decision and ask, hey, do you want to be in San Francisco versus New York versus LA? Where do you want to be? So all this to say is communication is important. Showing that you're doing work is sometimes more important than doing the actual work itself. Being able to continue to reflect and evaluate whether or not you want to do the job at hand is also important. But most of all, of course, as always, enjoy your summer as much as possible, whether you're in the city or working remotely. The summers for college is the last time you have some level of wiggle room to have fun. You skipping out on a couple days or taking time off most likely will not be the make it or break it of you getting the offer, and you will probably regret after you become a real adult why you did not spend that time more fully. One last piece of advice that I would have as a summer intern is spend the money. You having that much more money from summer internships is not going to make a change in your future wealth. If anything, when you can spend it, spend it. When you have the peace of mind, spend it. I hope the best and well and everything for you guys as you enter your summer internships, and always happy to answer questions as you find fit. And if you're in the city, give me a holler as always. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Let's go.